Hi boys and girls, we are going to take a look at some distortion tools today. I went ahead and labeled the squares and what tools we'll be using there. And I just want to show you my layers, so my text and my squares. I'm just going to lock my text so we can get started. And all of our distortion tools are right over here. Generally it'll start with your width tool, which is seen here. I can click and hold down and there's my width. And what that does is it just makes my stroke thicker in specific areas. So let's show you a little example. If I click and drag here, it's just making my stroke the same thickness on each side. And this can actually be edited if I am clicking and pulling. If I hold down Alt, it will only make my stroke thicker on one side. I'm going to go once more from the corner just so you can see some additional depth working here. And now all of a sudden we're almost getting 3D here. Cool little feature. Let's take a look at warp. That's our second tool down. And this just allows us to warp the shape. You can see this is way too large right now. So what I'm going to do is if I double click on warp, I can edit it down. I'm going to go with 1 inch for my height and my width, and continue on, so half the size works. And this just allows me to warp my shapes on. Very simple. Twirl, definitely my favorite tool, is next, because it twirls my shape up. And same thing if I wanted to. I could go in here and change the size of my twirl and really edit it some more, but I'm not going to do that. Pucker, it'll do as it sounds, pucker the shape in and out. You can see there it's now grabbing my twirl in this area, but it's okay. It's just an example for you guys to see. Bloat. I'm sure some of you may know what bloated means, or feeling bloated. So I'm bloating my shape. And the next three tools are a little similar. We'll see. Scallop. Allows me to scallop my edges of my shape. It looks like I grabbed the crystallize example over there too, so I gotta be careful. You guys have a decent understanding here. So let's switch over to crystallize. You'll see it kind of shoots out rather than really making them skinnier, like it did in scallop. And wrinkle also works similar, except it only works on your horizontal lines. I'm just clicking and dragging, and like I said, it's only horizontal lines. It will not work on your verticals. But if I did go up to here to pucker, you see, or even warp, these lines aren't perfectly horizontal, but it will still work on those. Nice little feature. So these are the distortion tools that you should be using, or you should at least try. We do have a worksheet to complete on them at some point, so make sure you're familiar with these.